who she is. She's the Foxy Lady, the smoke show from Glencoe, the feminine touch of the program is Little B. How you be, B?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, it's doing well. Thank you very much. Well, the renovation is nearly complete.
I know.
And the transformation from the south end of the fifth floor at 1600 Utica Avenue South. We're now all on the north end. And it's nice.
Do you like my new office?
Well, I do. I like it very much. They look nice. They're all glassed. And here's the one thing, though. Mm-hmm. Every single office and every hallway has these wonderful photographs, professionally taken, of shots from previous iHeartRadio music festivals. Mm-hmm. Who's hanging on your wall? Do you know who they are?
So, yeah.
You didn't get did you get a choice?
No, it came in Monday.
Are you bitter about it?
Well, Mommy will be making some changes.
No, I know, but I mean, were you bitter about your choices?
No, because we're just going to switch some, but we're not supposed to say that.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to switch. So I have the Black Crows.
Huh?
Keith Urban.
Huh?
And then we get to put some local ones. So it's a really cool crowd photo of, live at the lake on Cities 97.1, uniquely Twin Cities. We do these events in the summer where artists come and play and on the water, and then all these people come out. So it's a cool crowd shot of all the people that came to this event. So it's great, but Mommy don't care about the Black Crows. So I'm going to switch him out with Pitbull.
Yes!
But I'm just going to do that when nobody's looking.
Pitbull?
Yeah.
Hey, Mommy.
Hey, Mommy. Remember when he said that to me? He's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, I know. But
that's why.
He's Pitbull.
Yeah, but he just has bangers. But no offense to the Black Crows. I don't know their music.
What about Counting Crows?
I don't mind Counting Crows.
Is there a picture of the Counting Crows?
No, because they...
How about Crow? 1970s garage band from Minneapolis. Really good.
No,
Dave Wagner just passed away a couple of months ago.
We don't have that. We don't have that. The pictures are really cool, though. They're all from different iHeart events. So like the festival, the music awards, Jingle Balls. Like they're cool. They're updated. Booty Cruise. They all needed to be updated. So they look great. But we're just gonna kind of move here, carry the one, shift it over. But we just need to wait till the corporate guys are out of town.
Well, why would they have cared anyways?
I don't know. We just don't want to ruffle the feathers.
If you want somebody to, I've always ruffled feathers everywhere I've gone.
That's a good point.
Whole town does.
Well, yeah, but
Will you switch the pictures for me?
I should be admired for it. So I'm not going to just take the stuff they shove down my throat just because if they're making the wrong decisions. I was like, well, why can't we just have, if everybody has their favorite artist, hey, that makes the workplace kind of fun.
For sure.
Hey, I get to put this one over here. I've got I got that person, instead of going, no, you can't change it. We've decided you need to have Black Crows in your, I don't want the Black Crows. I want Pitbull.
But here's why, I'll tell you. Because technically, the whole new age way of working is you're not supposed to have like an office that's my office. Yeah, you're supposed to not have your personal stuff. Anybody can come in anytime and plug in anywhere. Well, we're not going to do that because we're Minneapolis and we do things different and we have relationships. So that's kind of where that concept comes from. It shouldn't matter what's hanging where because these aren't going to be personal offices anyway.
Well, I
will personally be moving the pictures around.
Well, I can understand when you talk about if you got the cluttered cube where every inch of your cube is covered with pictures and postcards and this. Well, no, that.
Yeah.
But if you are if corporate wants you to put iHeart Music Festival and Music Award pictures in every office, why shouldn't the people get to choose which one? Do you want me to call Pittman?
No, that's okay.
I'll talk to him.
If you could actually just switch the pictures for me, that would be helpful.
Well, I was going to do that the other day, and then Swedberg stopped me, and I said, I'm just kidding, because I wasn't really going to do it, but I said, we need to change these. Abbott's got is it Tatum O'Neal? No.
No.
Who is it?
Tate McRae.
Tate McRae. He's not a Tate McRae guy.
No, and that photo's a little suggestive, so that's got to go too.
He needs Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys.
Who?
Is what he needs. That's who he needs in his Big Balls in Cowtown.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's who he needs in his office. I know that, without naming names, there were some people that didn't get an office, and there's some bitterness.
Yeah, there's bitterness.
It reminds me of when I was named operations manager of KLXK 105.5 up in Cambridge.
Okay.
So I was the operations manager. We had an office upstairs that was just used for storage. There was boxes in it. So I cleaned it all out, moved the boxes downstairs, and you made it, and had an office, and I was ready to sit. I'm sitting in my office, and then the owner comes up.
Oh boy!
He goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "Well, I just figured the office wasn't being used. I got plans for that office. You don't get one." all of a sudden I was booted. You think I didn't pout? So you know what I did? I've told the story in the year before. Downstairs where, the furnace was and the transmitter and the studio right down in the bowels, right? I took 4 empty toilet paper rolls and took like the top of like a golf ball box and taped it together. That was my desk, and I set it on the floor, and I would sit down with crossed legs by it. And the disc jockeys loved it. They thought it was funny. I go, what are you doing? Well, this is my desk because I don't get a real office. I'm not important enough. Why did you make me the operations manager if I can't have a desk?
Well, with that title, you probably should have an
that's
office.
What I would have thought.
Now, here's my concern, and you can tell me if you guys think this will go away. So there's 3 walls, and then the 4th wall that faces everybody, it's all glass.
Yeah.
It looks great. It's super trendy. But I feel like everyone's up in my business 24/7.
You're going to get some curtains, aren't you?
Well, I can't. That's not a lot. That's not the guidelines. That'll make everything look bad, which it will. But here's what I'm noticing. There's people that can just walk by. There they go. Great. There's people that look in my office and keep looking in the entire walk in front of it. It's not even just like a quick look back out. They're looking in and they're staring in my office until they get past it. Or
that's not me, in case you've noticed.
It's not. But it's happening.
You wanted the office.
Because I know you're there and I don't need to look a second time. I make glances. Right. Little B in today, there she is. But unless I have business with you, I just keep moving on.
And then the doors are also glass. So if I have a call or I've had meetings with people here, shut the door. People are just coming in and opening the door and coming in. There's no knocking. There's no, you know how you kind of stand outside, you kind of wave like, hey, you have a minute?
Need a minute?
Nothing. Literally opening the door handle and walking right in.
You need to have one of those signs on the outside that like they have it like at businesses, like open or close or vacancy, no vacancy. You got to have like one of those signs outside.
Well,
do not disturb.
But I have a job where I talk to people all day long. So I love it. I love if my office is a revolving door, but like, can you just like wait a second or just give me the look like, hey, is it cool if I come in?
Yeah.
And I might say yes, or I might say, give me 5.
Yeah, right.
But are we animals? I feel like I'm at the zoo.
KFAN the zoo. We had KFAN the restaurant. Now we have, it's like at a fish aquarium kind of actually, really. Right?
Yeah, but
I know.
I'm just trying to work.
I got a kid.
And everyone's just looking at me.
And you know what? I got a computer coming from the company.
Think about it. How did you bamboozle your way to that?
I'm glad you used the word because I told Abbott I would use it. I'm really not going to, but I just want one. He's going to be so mad. I need a computer like everybody else.
You should have one. It'll be really easy for you to connect, and you can have all your things right in one spot.
And everything's so fancy pants. They have these headsets that you can plug into your computer, but then the headset charges because it's wireless.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I'm afraid of, though, is we don't have a physical card key anymore like the olden days.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's some app on your phone, Gongazola or something like that. I don't know what it's called. Geneva.
Oh, she sounds nice.
And then apparently, this is what I've been told, after you download it, which I don't, is it upload or download? I don't know how to do either one.
Yeah.
Emily said she'll help me with it.
Right.
You go up to the
keypad.
The keypad.
Yeah.
Then you have to twist it like you're opening the. Why do you really have to do that? Do you have to twist it like you're turning the doorknob, or can you just hold it up?
No, you just hold your phone up.
I think I just held it the other day.
Somebody's yanking your chain. Yeah. Somebody told you had to do that.
I thought that.
Well, no, there. If you read the email, there were multiple options,
and
one was turning like a doorknob. But yeah, you can just hold your phone up.
You just hold your phone up.
Yeah,
and she's either going to let you in, or she's going to tell you it's over. Turn around and go back in the elevator.
I just wish they had your regular
Well, you still need that
key.
You still need that key card though to get in the building.
Right, correct.
But see, we're very fancy now, and so I like it. That's why, I don't want it to look messy. I don't want to hang up curtains. I don't want to do any of that. I love the way it looks. Something happened where we moved into this beautiful new space, and everybody just forgot how to act like humans. It's very weird.
Well, I will tell you this. It's like a sardine can in there, though. It's pretty cramped.
She's a little tight.
She's a little tight.
Yeah,
she's a little tight.
But what I'm told is it's the first week. We're working the bugs out. everybody's just kind of on high alert, and pretty soon I'm just going to become wallpaper when people are walking by.
Yeah.
And I can only hope.
Yeah.
Because I can't have anybody stare me down anymore, because otherwise I'll be forced to stare them down back, and I will win.
If you think that's controversial, we'll wait till the other side of the break. Tennessee found something that is going to raise some interesting issues. We'll have that for you next. It's the feminine touch of the program. It's Lil B, Tennessee, and the Common Man right here on the Fan.
Hey, no 5 questions today, but if we did have it, it would have been brought to you by Willow River Company.
It's the Foxy Lady Lil B.
The radio home of Minnesota sports is also on YouTube. Check out the KFAN YouTube channel for exclusive videos, in-depth takes, initials, and
Yoga pants,
and
Brad.
password games, and behind-the-scenes content. Search KFAN on YouTube and hit subscribe today.
Tennessee, the initials are YP.
YP?
Yeah.
Is that a power trip type joke, too?
Well, I'm playing the initials game. The initials are YP. What's your guess? Yoga pants! Have they ever had yoga pants as the...
I don't think there's enough combinations for YP, but...
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
That would be it.
It's a good idea, though.
It's not a bad idea. Tennessee.
They should sell that at the State Fair. Power trip yoga pants.
Should we?
Yeah.
It's worth trying.
Think I
ladies.
could sell them?
We need a new bag of tricks in 2026.
You know, you're not wrong about that.
So I'd say we ought to try something. Controversial story. Yes. This is from Breaking 9/11.
Okay.
A new survey said 75% of Americans believe restaurants should offer some form of adults-only dining experience, including child-free sections, late-night restrictions for kids, and quieter environments focused more on the dining experience than family-friendly care. Oh, my gosh.
Above average at that.
I don't hate it. Should I?
Well, I don't find that...
Like, it doesn't offend me that somebody would want to do that.
No, I don't either. But here's what I'll say is, my wife and I, we don't dine out a lot. Mm-hmm. We're not like Rosen and his wife, where they're out constantly every night. But if we do, it's like there's Hazelwood and Woodbury. There's usually not a lot of kids there. You know, it's usually adults. You know, there might be...
Yeah. There's not a lot of toddlers at Manny's.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like... It depends
or Ocean Air.
If you go to... Like Rosen's favorite restaurant, Perkins, or is it still Hooters? Which one does he like best?
Well, Hooters is family friendly.
Yeah.
Perkins for breakfast, Hooters for lunch.
Yes, and if you go there, well, then you have to expect there are going to be kids there, and so that has to be the expectations. If you don't, what do you have against kids? Don't go to that restaurant.
Well, I don't have anything against kids. I think that might be directed at people who maybe don't think like it. So, like, if I wanted to go out to a nice dinner with my husband at, insert Manny's here, or like Capitol Grill, great spot, I'm not going to bring my kids to that. But there's other people who would be like, well, why can't I bring my kids there?
Right.
I want to do that. And that's their choice, and that's fine. But then that's where I might want to go somewhere where I'm not hearing crying kids or whatever.
I don't
hate it.
I'm going to brag.
Okay.
And it's all due to my lovely wife, Potato.
Okay.
I'm just saying this. This happened on more than one occasion. We'd have some little old lady come over, like we'll be at like Applebee's or something.
Yeah.
And they'll come by and they'll go, we just wanted to say we were watching your tape and your kids were so well behaved. And they were.
That's
because
nice. Yeah.
Mom did it right.
Yeah.
I was the only one misbehaving. If anybody was, it was me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But so
Not a shocker.
If you have your kids under control and you don't let them go crazy, then it's okay.
But it just amazes me how there's people that their kids could be throwing a complete tantrum or screaming or whatever, and it doesn't faze them in any way. They can block it out.
That amazes me.
It amazes me.
That throws me in a tizzy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not happening. And they're in their own world. And they can just block it out. And me, it's all I can think about.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But there's certain places I bring Big O, Baby V. There's certain places you're not going here.
I feel like we already kind of have it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not official like in legislation or anything, but there's restaurants that you go, this is a family-friendly restaurant, I'll bring my kids there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that what you read is more toward the people who's like, well, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Right.
I'm going to bring my kids there. I don't care if it's 9 o'clock at night and they should be in bed. I'm going to bring my kids to this place. Okay, fine. Whatever.
75% child-free sections.
Child-free
sections.
Yeah. No kids. Well,
kids have turned into the smoking.
Yeah.
They have. They turned
Designated
into smoking.
sections.
Yeah.
And we all remember those days where they actually had it. When we first, and this wasn't even that long ago, because when we moved to Woodbury, it was 98. And so it was in the either late 90s or early 2000s when restaurants still had smoking sections.
Yes.
And at the Perkins in Woodbury, they had like what would have been, it wasn't a banquet room, but it had doors you could close off. And it was probably about the size of this, a little bit maybe bigger than the studio.
Yeah.
And the people that would smoke, and they'd close the doors, and you couldn't see the people in there. Was so much smoke, and then the poor kids are in there.
I know.
And it's just you're looking at that and go, "Oh my gosh, it was just awful."
Do you remember the smoking room here?
We had a smoking room here?
Oh my God, Tenna, don't you remember?
Where was it?
Well, it wasn't supposed to.
It was on the 5th floor, right? Mm-hmm. So when we first moved in here, we had both floors. One floor was all sales. And then the other floor was programming, promotions.
Engineering.
And in the break room, when you would walk in, so like think about our old break room, you'd walk in, you go to the left, that was kind of like your kitchen area, the way we had it normally set up. To the right was an all glass room closed off because look, he needed to have a smoking room.
That's right.
Like that was legal.
Yeah.
We put it in here.
Yeah.
Which you could smell. So then.
Was it legal? See, I thought he did it under the cover of darkness. No. I don't think it was allowed.
But then you'd see who was in there all day. Guardsy. But like, if you saw the big boss in there smoking, that
was Guardsy choking down heaters?
Back in the day, they all did.
I did.
Yeah. But if you saw the big boss in there smoking, that was kind of your chance.
Yeah,
like, I'm going to go in there and sit and have a heater with look.
Are you sure that was actually, I thought he did it illegally.
I mean, that was here though. I mean, but there's no way they could have put that in here, not had like an inspection. I mean, it was here for a couple years at least, and you could smell it. Like even though it was closed off, you could hear the vents running, you know, they were super high, but there's no way you walked in that room and didn't smell that smell.
Otherwise you would have to, I mean, you do think about it, how you would have to go to go have a heater.
Yep.
You'd have to get in the elevator, go down, go outside, have a heater, get back in. By the time you got back up, you were ready for another heater.
You want another heater.
You know, I used to smoke them about every, I bet I had a cigarette every 10 or 15 minutes. I was almost a 2-pack a day person. Just pound them down. Pound them down. Pound them down.
So Look took out the middleman and just put it right on the floor.
Why not?
So he did. And I don't remember. I mean, Bossberg would know. I mean, it was here for at least a couple years. And then I don't know if I don't remember what happened when they took it out, but I remember just being a little 20-something thinking like, they have a smoking room in here? What is happening? And people loved it.
Well, you used to be able to smoke on airplanes.
Yeah.
On the armrest, they had little ashtrays. You could open it up, put them out.
Can you imagine?
I used to pound down heaters flying. Loved it. If you didn't like it, so what? Well, the other part was you should have known that sucking smoke into your lungs would be bad for you, but we really never did. We just didn't think it was that bad. When I was a kid, my dad smoked in the car and at home,
everywhere.
And we just never gave it a second thought. Never gave it a second thought as kids. I've consumed plenty of secondhand smoke over my life.
And look how you turned out.
Not very good.
Well,
when did smoking rooms become illegal in Minnesota? Indoor smoking rooms, restaurants, bars, and most workplaces became illegal in Minnesota on October 1st, 2007. When did we move in?
So that's probably when we got rid of it. I mean, it was...
Yeah, I guess it was here, wasn't it?
See, I thought it was illegal. 02, 03, I think is when we moved in here. So it got a couple-year run. And then it was not going to work.
This sweeping prohibition was enacted when Governor Tim Pawlenty signed the Freedom to Breathe Act.
Oh, God, I just want to breathe.
May 16, 2007, while the original Minnesota Clean Indoor Act of 1975 restricted smoking in many public buildings, It's still allowed designated smoking rooms and sections in many hospitality settings. The 2007 law closed these loopholes to protect employees and patrons from secondhand smoke. Hotels and motels. Do any of them now allow it?
Like
any
smoking,
rooms,
non-smoking rooms.
Do they have any smoking rooms? Because they'll tell you, right? I mean, if you look at the fine print, it's like if they bust you if you smoked in the room, they'll fine you like $9 million.
Oh yeah,
it's just you're paying.
I don't think you can smoke in the rooms anymore because you just can't get that out. You'll never get that smell out.
You'll never get it out. It's impossible. Here's a text that says, Stillwater High School had smoking areas in the 80s.
Wow.
So, well, back in now that may I don't
surprise me.
I don't think we had them in Forest Lake, but what we did was we would smoke during breaks between classes, right? And so all of a sudden the bell would ring, you'd leave, and then the people that smoke would go to the bathroom. And teachers, I don't think any of them wanted to, but I think they were all kind of supposed to rotate to go in there and bust anybody that was smoking. You'd always have a lookout standing there watching. You'd go in there and you'd hot box cigarettes. We call it a hot box of cigarettes. You'd go in the stall, and let's say there's 3 of us are in there.
Yeah.
And then I would take a couple of drags, hand it to you, take a couple of drags, hand the next person. But you wanted to be the first person, because once it got to the 3rd or 4th person, it's just burning hot. Plus, there's all sorts of saliva in the cotton filter. So think of how awful
I don't want to think about it.
It's just awful.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's hideous.
Swinberg wants to jump in quick.
Oh,
he does.
Really quick. Yeah. Common's right. We did not have permission to put that in.
I didn't think
we'll see.
No, Mick just did that for himself.
Oh, okay.
And that's why it didn't last very long.
Okay.
Thank you. See, I was almost certain. Yeah, I was certain.
Well, it was here for a couple years.
Yeah.
Nice of the fire inspector to care.
Look. It's choked down some heaters.
Look.
Marlboro Red flip-top box, man. Missed those days.
A lot of deals done in the smoke room.
Thanks so much for joining us, as always.
Thanks, guys.
That's Lil B, Feminine Touch of the program. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We got a little Dis Dat Lot coming up next here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
You're listening to Lil B with Common
On the Fan.
The Fan.
Keep listening for the next.
Past, I'm Common. He is 10 and B. Here's a text from Chad in St. Paul, regular listener, a frequent text messenger on the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. Worst mistake in the past couple of years, trading Cat or letting Sam Darnold go?
Oh my gosh.
10 and B, your thoughts?
Average at that.
Trading Cat or letting Sam Darnold walk? Old Sam Darnold has an army, E-I-E-I-O, with a tutty here and a tutty there.
Well, you could take this in 2 ways, because I think on one hand, I think Big Meow is probably still at a higher level nationally in terms of being thought of than Sam Darnold. But our team probably had a bigger drop-off without Sam Darnold than, going from Bodega Cat to Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, a slight drop, but not a major drop. Whereas Darnold to J.J. McCarthy ended up being a pretty major drop. So I don't know. It's a good question to ask.
It is a good question to ask. If we didn't have Gobert, we wouldn't have made the Western Conference Finals. Simple as that. Just talk to Bump about the stupidity of anyone saying that Gobert trade was a bad trade. It was a bad trade. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I respect Barrero. He's a Timberwolves super fan. He's as plugged in as anybody. He is when I say when I talk to the people I trust, he's one of them. Basketball is his thing. I just think I would. It wasn't like, well, we just have to trade Cat because we're just the franchise. They're away. We would have had Nas. Well, so we don't have Nas then. I mean, it's like we
wouldn't have needed Nas if you had Bodega Cat and Rudy Gobert still here.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand why. And there was another one that came out.
Like, Nas is a nice player. I like him. I want him on the team.
Yes.
6th man of the year. He's not a pillar you build around, though.
Here's one that says, overcast, calm morning, soft conditions, and the unofficial ambassador to Minnesota Golf doesn't open with the wheel of topic. I'm devastated. Well, there was nothing to open it about. I'm just awful right now. I birdied the first hole again at Prestwick, which was bad luck. Ended up shooting an 81. Played almost all gold tees in the back because I can't play white tees anymore. I have no game right now. That hopefully, did you say a chance of thunderstorms this afternoon? I hope they hold off because I'm supposed to meet master professional Craig Warrian, Minnesota Golf Hall of Famer, teaching pro. I'm supposed to meet him for as soon as I get off the air, I'm going to get a lesson from him. It's Golf Day Minnesota tomorrow, and I can't besmirch Golf Day Minnesota playing the way I'm playing right now. And we're going to be at the Meadows at Mystic Lake for the celebration. Please go out and play golf somewhere. Help celebrate Golf Day Minnesota. Make a tee time over the Meadows at Mystic Lake. The festivities are great there. Chance to win prizes and such like that. But we'll broadcast live there from 10 until noon. But I'm playing with at least one member, if not a couple, of the Minnesota Golf Association. And I just don't want to play as bad as I've been playing the last week. It's just been awful golf, even longer than that. I mean, I've had my moments.
Where are you playing at?
Meadows at Mystic Lake.
Because I'm looking at the radar, and it does look like if anyone's going to get hit, it's going to be the northern part of the suburbs.
Tomorrow?
Oh, you're about tomorrow.
No, that's where I'm playing. No, tomorrow. I'm getting a lesson.
I thought you were about today.
No, I'm getting a lesson today after I get off the air, so that I'm ready to play tomorrow.
That one's a little more in question.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I was hoping that I hope the rain.
I mean, it looks like most of the rain and storms is north of the Twin Cities, but it looked like you could have some patching up in the northern suburbs.
Well, as long as there's no lightning, because guess what? Tend to be the game is played outdoors.
Our lessons given outdoors in the rain, though.
We don't have Nas, Dante, or Randall if we have Cat. I'd rather have Cat than any three of those guys. You'd rather have Nas, Reed, Dante DiVincenzo, or Julius Randall than Karl Anthony Towns? You can have those three.
Well, I'll go back to it at the beginning, because the reason we don't have Bodega Cat is because we traded for Rudy Gobert. So if we hadn't traded for Rudy Gobert and then were able to afford Bodega Cat, then we still would have Nas Reed. We'd be able to have him.
Yeah. I think Gobert's, I know he meant a lot to the team and he helped get the club to the Western Conference Finals, but I think his contributions to the team are overrated. I just do. I mean, again, you're entitled to your own stupid opinion. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion on whatever you like. And you know what? I guess who knows? I will never know for sure had they kept Bodega Cat if they would have been in the situation that they're in today. We were talking earlier about Mick was the first general manager here. My favorite Mick story. We used to every year have like a iHeart client party, which we would show our appreciation to our many advertising partners. The fourth and fifth floors of iHeart Minneapolis would turn into a den of iniquity. Do you know what a den of iniquity is?
No.
Huh? Google den of iniquity and tell me what it says. And then I don't know if you were ever at any of those parties. And it probably didn't fall to that level. But
is it a novel?
No. It's a phrase. Oh. Den of iniquity. INIQUI.
Well, a novel's the one that pops up first.
No, that's not. It's not a novel. It was a novel idea. It's a novel concept.
Is it a saying?
Yes, it's a saying. A den of iniquity.
An idiom used to describe a place notorious for immoral, corrupt, or illegal behavior.
That's what iHeart Radio would turn into one night a year. And so we'd always have some country and western band come in and play, right? And it was, have you ever heard of a duo called Montgomery and Gentry? You familiar with them?
Yes.
So they're playing in the performance studio, okay? And I mean, it's loud and raucous. I mean, it's like it's a concert, right? And everybody's hooting and hollering and drinking. And Mick because he knows the two guys. And I think I can't remember which guy's got the big hat. Was that Montgomery or was that Gentry?
I'm not the one to ask.
I think it was Monty. So Monty's up there, and he's got the microphone in his hand, and he's stomping his cowboy boot like this as he's singing. The crowd's going nuts. And then Mick saunters up to the stage from the back of the room, right? Only as Mick can, kind of like this, tend to be like making a big, look at me now. And the people that are between Mick and the stage begin to part like the Red Sea, right? And Mick's got a bottle of Jack in one hand, and he's got a glass in the other. It's just actually a cup, one of those plastic cups. And he comes on stage, and he comes right up in front of Montgomery as he's pounding like this, going, and he takes the Jack Daniels and pours it in a glass and hands it to Monty. And he takes it and he slams it back, right, the whole thing. And everybody in the crowd just starts cheering wildly, right? And he just finishes it off and he throws the plastic cup down and everybody's going nuts. And I'm just going, this is a den of iniquity. I shouldn't be here right now. This is not where I want to be. This is not me anymore. I don't want to be a part of this. There would have been a time I would have joined him on stage and had one of those shots of Jack Daniels. My brother wrote a song one time called Hank Williams, Jack Daniels, and Me. You can't make it up. I mean, that's a hell of a combination. But that was my favorite Anselmo story. It was so good. Look. Didn't you send me a tweet or a story, or I imagine this about the Wild and
JoJo looks like he's gone.
Yeah, what's that about? He wants to go play overseas back in his home country or something? Is that what that said?
Yeah, this was a Michael Russo tweet. I guess it's not official, but he said, hearing Minnesota Wild pending unrestricted free agent Marcus Johansson coming off a real solid season has signed a contract to return to Sweden and play back with Farestad. I know, Johansson last year when he came back to the Wild basically came on the minimum. The Wild signed him for $800,000 on a 1-year deal, and he vastly outperformed that. He was on their second line playing with Boldy and Eriksson Ek, and put up some decent numbers in the regular season. My guess is he doesn't want to play for $800,000 anymore.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the Wild are in a spot where, do you want to pay a Marcus Johansson, a couple $1 million a year, or would you rather free that spot up? I still think ultimately the Wild, if they want to get to where they need to improve their top six, right? So if you pay Johansson based off of last year's stats, he deserves a raise, but I'm not sure he's playing that same role next season. So now you could be paying him based off of last year's stats, but he'll be playing in a third line type role, not necessarily a penalty killer for you. So I was wondering where this was going to go with JoJo. If he wasn't going to be willing to come back for the same amount of money, I didn't know if he'd be here. And they not that they're the exact same players, but they're kind of in the same spot. Tarasenko's kind of in a similar spot. I didn't think both of them would return. Maybe one of them returns. So maybe this opens the door up for Tarasenko being that guy. But I'm a little surprised that he's opted to go back to Sweden instead of just hitting the free agent market and seeing what he can get. But maybe he's making a decent amount on his Sweden contract and gets to live at home.
It was yesterday or the day before that the news broke that Dylan Larkin, a center, might want to move on with his life. He plays currently for the Red Wings. Is that correct?
He's played with the Red Wings his entire career.
Okay.
Yep.
So CBS Sports picked up on that, and now, please don't do this to me. They have a story about 5 best fits for Dylan Larkin.
Yeah.
And number 1 on that list, Minnesota Wild.
Not surprised.
Says the Wild seem to be the most natural fit for Larkin on a couple of different levels. Perhaps most importantly, Minnesota is in desperate need of a center. The team's lack of depth at that position was on full display in the playoffs against the Colorado Avalanche. Why don't we get Rudy Gobert? That would settle everything. What a great center, defensive. Yes. All it took was an injury to Joel Eriksson Ek, and things started to fall apart up front. Larkin would give Kirill
Kaprizov
the first high-end center of his career, and he'd instantly transform Minnesota into a legitimate Cup contender. Do you believe that that he would instantly transform Minnesota into a legitimate Cup contender?
It depends what you got to give up to get him, and how much of your current roster you'd have to give up to get him. But assuming you're adding Dylan Larkin and not taking anyone off your current roster, I mean they're a Cup contender right now without him. Now, definitely getting a number one center would bolster that even more and give you a stronger chance at it. But I know they lost in the second round this year, but they were a Cup contender this year without having that number one center. And then to the point of the story, once Joel Eriksson goes down, it gets very thin in a hurry. But you do go, if you had Dylan Larkin, a healthy Joel Eriksson, I mean, I'll take him as my second center any day long. And then, there's reason to believe Danila Yurov could get better, or Ryan Hartman all of a sudden is your third line center instead of your first line center. All of a sudden, one guy gets put in, and you all of a sudden have pretty good depth there. So basically, any center that is available this offseason, the Minnesota Wild are going to be in all these lists of where they could go. They'll be on the top of all these lists because they are a Cup contender that has an opening at the number one center spot.
Additionally, Larkin was a key player for Team USA during its gold medal run at the 2026 Olympics. The architect of that team was Billy Guerin, who's also the general manager of Minnesota. That familiarity, along with the quality of the team, may be enough for Larkin to waive his no-trade clause. With a projected $12.7 million in salary cap space next season, the Wild could add Larkin, but they may also have to move out other players to piece together the rest of the roster. Perhaps some combination of Yurov, of Alstead, and a first-round pick would entice Detroit, but you don't want to get rid of Alstead, do you?
I don't.
I don't think to me, that's a deal breaker, right?
Yeah.
But
I think Volstead can be elite in this league, so I'm not. And Dylan Larkin's really, really good, but if you're going to start going Volstead category territory, I need a Matthews minimum, and even then, I don't know if I would do it. I'll throw Volstead in a Connor McDavid deal. But other than that, I don't have much of a desire to send him off.
The other teams they said would be the Canadians, Sabres, Sharks, and the Flyers would be other teams that could use a center. That would be a logical place for
I think the Sharks are going to be one of those teams that they're now going to be one of these hot spots for players to want to go to because Macklin Celebrini at an extremely young age is already a top 5 player in this league and looks like a future superstar. I shouldn't even say future. He's a superstar now. Will Smith was also a young draft pick. They're a team on the rise. They're going to be ascending. So I do think that's a spot where other players are going to want to go. But the connection with Dylan Larkin, Team USA, he's good buddies with Quinn Hughes. Obviously, Brock Faber and Matt Boldy were on Team USA as well. And Larkin has performed well on that international stage, which would give you reason to believe that he's going to be a guy who can play well in the playoffs. He played well in the Olympics this year. He did when they did the Four Nations face-off last year. He came up with some big goals, even though he wasn't necessarily in the top 6 on Team USA. But he could score. He can get in on the forecheck. He's responsible defensively. He can kill penalties. He's great in the face-off circle. He's a very overall well-balanced center. I would be interested. People just assume he'd play with Kaprizov. I do wonder whether he would go there or if he came here, if he'd play with Boldy and move Eriksson in between, just to give Kaprizov and Zuccarello a little bit more of a thumper.
Remember Thumpers in Coon Rapids? Oh, no, you weren't old enough. Yeah,
I've heard of it.
Thumpers was a legendary bar in Coon Rapids. Sort of, kind of Coon Rapids version of Moby Dick's. Thumpers is where, we weren't old enough to get in, but we'd go hang out up there in the parking lot and just see what's going on. And they had a head shop up there and a movie theater, right? One time we pull into the parking lot and some guy's got a pickup truck. I'm not proud of this, okay? He's got a pickup truck. He's got one of those trailers that has beer tappers that are there's 4 on each side, right? So You bring it up to like I guess you get hired to go to a place like I don't know, somewhere where then you serve beer out of it, right? Well, the guy didn't lock it, so we went in and took a 16-gallon keg out of the back of his truck and took it and threw it in the back of our car. We went and had a party the next day. Thumpers parking lot is where we were. The old Thumpers. They had a lot of Head East played there before.
What song did they do again?
Never been any reason for me to think about you. Save my life. I'm going down for the last time. You familiar with it?
No.
Oh, it was a huge. It was more of a regional hit. I don't think it was a big hit all across the country, but it was. They lived on that song, and one song just made a career for them because I don't think they had any other hits. I keep getting these. Why? I guess I am in the minority, or at least I think much of our radio audience in the Timberwolves fan base has been brainwashed into thinking we had no choice but to trade Karl Anthony Towns. There was nothing else we could do. Well, we would have went on the second apron if we wouldn't have. Had you traded Gobert, he was making massive, not as much as Towns.
We're making a lot.
And we didn't need to give Naz Reid all that money either. I mean, you're going to have to sacrifice some things, right? It's like everything works that way. If we're going to we just talked about getting the center, the Larkin guy. CBS Sports suggested it might be Volstead. Now, you and I both don't want to do that, and I don't think Billy Guerin would. But let's say Guerin wanted him bad enough.
I don't know if Detroit specifically would even want Volstead.
Right,
but yeah.
But I'm just using it as an argument. If you really wanted Larkin really, really bad, and they wanted Volstead included, you have to make a decision. Is it worth it to part ways with Volstead? Sometimes you have to give up something to get something. Now, I would, and I think you just said you wouldn't either. That's where you would tell the Red Wings, hey, we appreciate you talking with us. I'm too bad we couldn't come to a deal, but we're not parting ways with Volstead. But sometimes you have to give something to get something. So if we had to get rid of Naz Reid, I know we love him. He's Naz. But it's not the be-all, end-all. And I guess there's a lot of people that don't like Karl Anthony Towns or don't think he's the kind of player that
he was very polarizing while he was here.
He was.
I think he constantly getting into foul trouble, constantly, he had some inconsistencies from game to game.
Yes, he did. And defensively, there were times he disappeared. There's no question about that. Gobert is offensively, he is a liability. You're playing 4 guys against 5 on offense. You just are. So, okay.
Well, how many times in a game, as great as he is defensively, the last 2 minutes of the game, you have to get him off the floor because he can't help offensively.
When if he gets fouled,
they can hack-shack him.
Yeah, he can't make a free throw.
So then the defense goes to waste anyway.
That's exactly right. There's a piece about Towns that I'm gonna pick through it a little bit and read a couple of things about it. It really does say everything about what he has done in his career to this point. And we'll see. I mean, he could lay an egg tonight. He could get just dominated by Wembanyama, and it wouldn't surprise me.
No.
And it would be nothing to hang your head about either. Because I mean, I love Chet Holmgren, but look at how Holmgren played in Game 7, and look what Big Meow did in Game 1. Night and day difference. Big Meow played big. We'll break. We'll come back. Another hour to go. Next hour is considered the FedEx. This is a Phone It In Friday. Victory Formation Hour coming up next here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Common and Corey Cove take on Zach Halverson and Kevin Fallness. Friday, June